Hey everybody, this is Brad Vondeck with Remax Gold, and I'm with Justin Myers with Caldwell Insurance. So, Justin, we're going to talk about homeowners insurance and some of the problems that we are facing in the current marketplace. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Justin, and how long you've been doing this, and kind of a little bit about yourself.
Perfect. Thanks for having me, Brad. Yeah, myself and my wife, Candace Myers, are now the new owners of Caldwell Insurance Services. We've been in business now since 1989. Have had a great presence in Tuolumne County and love just working with our local clients and being able to serve our local clients and most importantly giving back to the community we work in. So that's a neat thing about being in a small community like Sonora.
Yeah.
You want to jump into the insurance?
Yeah. So I guess the biggest question would be is can you still get homeowners insurance in California? Or specifically Tuolumne County?
Yeah. So the answer to that, Brad, is yes. There is still insurance available in Tuolumne County and California. The insurance landscape, as I had mentioned, is changing, if not daily, weekly right now. We are in a difficult insurance market. However, there is insurance to be obtained if you are purchasing a new house. Mm-hmm. There is hope there. There's a couple different options. If you are looking to purchase a home in Tuolumne County and it's in a higher brush area, which is pretty clear if you're outside of the Sonora city limits. Oftentimes, it's real easy to get into what is considered a high brush area for the insurance companies. Mm-hmm. And if that's the case, there's two options right now. There would be the option of looking at the secondary market to see if we can place you there with a carrier such as Lloyd's. That's becoming more difficult these days, but sometimes it is the best option. If that secondary market is not the best option for a new home buyer or someone who needs insurance, then what we're looking at currently is going to the California Fair Plan, which is a plan that was designed and required by the state of California and is made up of all the standard insurance companies in California which contribute to that plan. And what that plan provides basically is fire insurance. There's a couple other coverages in there such as smoke and lightning damage, but the main coverage of that California Fair Plan is going to offer is fire coverage. Okay. And then what we would do is we would take that policy from the California Fair Plan and then we would supplement it with another plan that would wrap around that policy. And there's carriers such as Travelers, Safeco, some of these larger, well-known companies that will cover the liability and those other coverages that would not be covered in the Fair Plan.
Okay. And I know every house is different based on square footage and size of the lot, but roughly what is people kind of looking at paying now versus something that they would have paid, a couple of years back before all these changes took place?
Sure. It does really depend on the location of the property and the size of a property. If you have a hydrant and a fire station, if you have a hydrant within 1,000 feet and a fire station within 5 miles, you're going to get the most competitive rates out there. If you're outside one of those two areas, the rate will change drastically as far as pricing goes. And the other factor to consider is if you're insuring a home on a replacement value of $300,000 versus a home of $800,000, right? You're going to see that premium double as well. But for a standard, let's say a replacement home somewhere between the $300,000 and $400,000 range. I think if you're looking for a fair plan with a wraparound policy, you're going to be somewhere in the ballpark of $2,000 to $2,500 per year is just kind of a real rough ballpark.
Okay. And then I think we kind of touched on this before, but so these viewers know, do you expect the insurance companies or the state to try to implement a wildfire-only policy that supplements your typical homeowners insurance since the fire is the issue and wildfires are the issue of why the home policies are being canceled? Do you see that happening in the future by chance?
I do. As we were talking before, unfortunately the homeowners industry moves quite slowly. The market we are in right now is very tight. The hope is it will change.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're a good 2 or more years out before a standard or preferred carrier is able to come up with a product that they can offer. They can still write their standard homeowners policy,
Okay.
exclude fire coverage, but then they would add a product similar to what you would see now in California, which would be like a standalone flood policy or earthquake policy that would cover those
Okay.
wildfire losses.
All right. And then we'll wrap it up real quick. Is there anything that the viewers or home buyers can do to try to help the situation?
I think moving forward into the market that we're in, the current landscape that California is in, each homeowner can maintain their property. We have a larger issue here as far as the state and federal lands, which will take years to change as far as properly managing our forest. And that's always going to be a political battle. But as far as homeowners and what we can control at our level, I would say, do your best to maintain, clean up your property, get those ladder fuels trimmed up off the floor. And it can be just as simple as, maintaining, leaves and pine needles and stuff off roofs and off the ground, and, making sure your property is not overgrown.
Okay.
That will help significantly when looking for coverage.
Okay. Well, perfect. Well, thank you guys for joining us today. Once again, it's Justin Myers with Caldwell Insurance, Brad Vondrack with 3 Max Gold. Thanks, Justin.
Thanks, Brad.